Okay, welcome to this presentation on the Air Investigation Hub. The Investigation Hub, as you know, sits at the heart of the Air platform and integrates deep forensic visibility, prioritized insights, and efficiency driving capabilities into the one single collaborative space. From here, you can manage and progress an investigation from the beginning to the end. The new UX and UI in Air bring improved performance as well as new features and enhancements that will further elevate your investigation experience, bringing more flexibility and enrichment capabilities. We're going to take a look at the new features within the platform. At the moment, we're on the dashboard page, but what I'd like to do is take you back to how you would actually get here, which is from the primary menu on the left-hand side, Cases button. Once you're in the Cases button in the secondary menu, you have the option to choose between open, closed, and archived cases. I'm going to scroll towards the bottom of this list of all of these cases in this particular environment that I'm working right now to this one that we've called Day 1. Within Day 1, I now see a list of the case assets involved in this investigation, and I can see 3 action buttons associated with the page. The Investigations Hub button here is how I actually actively get to the Investigation Hub itself, and that takes me to the dashboard. The dashboard itself is new, and those of you who've been using the Investigation Hub before will recognize some of these changes. You can see that on the left-hand side, we have a secondary menu associated with the actual case that we're investigating. Across the top, to be consistent with the actual console itself, the Air console, we've maintained that same look and feel here. So you can see we have a global search box at the very top of the screen. You have access to your recent items as well. So I can very quickly hop to, say, my recent assets or recent cases. And next to the Recents drop-down menu is the Quick Start option as well, the Quick Start button. So from here and any other page in the Investigation Hub, I can immediately go and launch an acquisition or a triage as and when needed. As within the Air console, the notifications button has an entry next to it, which actually details the organization that we're working in. And should I need to change the organization, I could simply come here, and when I select that, I can see that I have a number of options where I can actually go and change the settings for the organization or change the actual organization itself, because as we know, Air is multi-tenanted and has the ability to manage more than one organization within the same console. The front screen has a number of widgets which have been developed and modified and give the user a far more granular experience than previously. At the very top, we have this overview, which is giving me a list of the number of assets in the case, the number of evidence categories that I've captured as part of my investigation, and a total evidence count. I can filter these by showing all of the overview, or I can limit it to my Windows machines or to my Gmail in parts of my investigation. To the right of that particular widget, I have my MITRE ATT&CK widget. This is giving me an overview of the tactics and techniques that have been mapped to findings within the Investigation Hub. And then this widget here, the finding type widget, this gives me an overview of all of the findings within my case right now. I can change what's being displayed by selecting just the drone findings, so the automated drone findings. Drone being our automated analyzer, which sits above your evidence and forces every single evidential artifact through an analysis pipeline, and then identifies whether or not that can be scored as a high, medium, low, or matched severity item. If I just wanted to see which user-generated findings exist, I simply click the Users button here, and I filter down, in this case, just to the 2. So I've got one finding that's been user-generated as high and one finding that's been user-generated as medium in this particular case. To the right of the findings type widget is the top asset breakdown widget. This widget gives us an overview of the most severely affected assets in our investigation hub right now. So perhaps an indication for the investigators is where they should go and focus their early attentions in their investigation. You can see at the very top, we have the one that has 33 high findings, 68 matched findings, matched being potentially the results of triage or keyword hits. I also have over 3,000 medium findings here, which could well be of need of investigation as well. To the right-hand side, we have our flags widget. Again, this is another completely new feature with 4.13. And I can see that in this particular case, I have 5 flags have been generated. And within those flags, I've got 352 items currently flagged. You can see here are the color-coded flags that have been generated here. The bookmarks flag is standard and can't be removed or edited. This is always present. The other flags here are user-generated for this particular case. And we'll be looking at how we go about generating those in a short while.